up, you guys? It's your girl, JustJen, and I am back at it to bring you another video. And it's a very odd angle. Sitting in my hubby's car, not mine, is much quieter than my car is. No, that's not gonna work. It looks like it looks like I'm so short in this car. This is a tiny SUV, so compared to mine, this is little. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing awesome. I hope you're staying safe, staying alive. Don't forget, it is still mask time for your safety as well as everybody else's. The mutational changes to the COVID or the novel coronavirus, they're still happening. You don't hear about the cases as much because we hit that plateau. We were able to shorten or narrow the curve, drop the curve, whatever analogy you want to use, which is great. But we are still having quite a few positive test results, come through medical facilities and counties every day. So we're definitely not close to the end on this, and we're like halfway through the summer, so that's a little bit scary, but I can't worry about that. I can only worry about what I can. And I'm gonna say, oh my God, you can't see this, but driving in a car that doesn't have blacked out windows sucks when you're driving and the sun is doing what it's doing right now. My whole neck, my side of my arm is so burnt right now. It hurts and stings and burns so stinking bad. I think it's time to tint these windows. I can't do this. But actually, in all honesty, the reason I'm sending this video now, and it has been, again, a little nice long wait between videos for me, just life happens, and a lot of life has been happening, and I just didn't feel that there was anything interesting that I was going to be able to bring to a video that isn't already being said while trying to battle with some of my own health demons. It's just, I want to continue to be real and honest and open and straightforward with anybody who takes the time to watch a video, and I didn't feel like going through the motions just to say, oh, at least I posted like once a month or once every 2 weeks. That's not the kind of creator I want to be. I've never had big dreams of being like YouTube famous or popular, or definitely not modeling. I mean, look at this crap in my hair. Like, no, I'm not that type of a person, and that's my full-time job is being a nurse. And in second place is being a nurse. First place is being a wife and a mom. I count that as like a full-time and working as a full-time. So creating or responding to people, I'm happy to do it, but it's going to be like later on the chain of priorities in my life. My health is probably number 3, I would say. So anyway, I don't know how the YouTube matrix works, the algorithms, but for some reason, recently, my videos regarding my surgery processes, however you want to say that, for 2019, I had 3 surgeries, and I kind of took you guys along with me on the investigation treatment for working things up right before my 49th, 50th, and 51st surgeries at the end of 2019. And I did follow through and do updates when I felt like something new was happening or had changed. But then things kind of just plateaued, and I've been status quo since then. And I think it's fantastic. People wandering into my little channel have felt so inclined to take the time to watch my videos and then leave a comment or a question. And so I do have to say this. I am always going to be so happy to respond to, reach out to, try to help provide suggestions or my opinions on things that are strictly my opinion as a healthcare provider? No. As somebody who's gone through the process and knows the healthcare system because of being a patient as much as I've been a patient. So, as far as that goes, I just have to put that disclaimer out there. I will never solicit medical advice, medical content. It's always going to be from my firsthand perspective of what I've learned on my bleepity-bleep years on earth. So, my Nissen Fundoplication is the one that people are like, how are you doing? How has it been going? Because it's been 10 months. It's hard to believe. I'm floored that we are that close to the 10 month or 1 year mark. For when I had that surgery, it just feels like it was yesterday. It seriously feels like it was yesterday. But things have been going great. We had a little bit of a hiccup at about the 5-month mark. I just was noticing some changes, like the spasm at the lower part of my esophagus. Several times a day I'd get this spasm. So if I was in the middle of trying to take my tablets or in the middle of drinking or eating and you're at the point where you're ready to swallow the food bolus or the liquid bolus, my throat would spasm and it would literally rock, seal shut, can't breathe through it because the little epiglottis that goes back and forth to cover one pipe or the other, meaning the trachea, your airway, or the esophagus, your food dump, chute, whatever you want to call it. That tube, it's one blocked off. So when you're breathing, the esophagus gets blocked off, so food can't go in and out when you're taking a breath in, and vice versa. When you're eating and swallowing food, the epiglottis flaps over the trachea, so you can't get the food down into your lungs because it's not meant to go in your lungs. It's meant to go in your stomach for nourishment. Our lungs are sterile, and nothing should ever go into our lungs. Even the air we breathe and the toxins in it. But something was going very wrong, and it was new and different, and I had been logging it, which is always the best thing to do. If something changes with you or your health, keep a log, keep a journal, write down the dates, what you were doing around that time if you can. And that's a great thing about cell phones. You don't have to have paper and a pencil. You can just leave it in a note or in a text message and then jot it down or type it down or something like that. So you have a record for how frequently it's happening, how long do they last, what were you doing? Maybe there's a pattern, like were you exercising? Is it only when you eat? Is it when you're sleeping, when you're first awake, when you go to bed at night? You know, those kinds of things to take into account. You might notice that there's a pattern to when something is new that's going on with your body. That's the biggest thing. Oh my gosh, no. Oh, I have to go to the bathroom so bad and the bridge is up. No. Please go fast. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I had to go and have the barium swallow test done again. And that was my last video, and everything was pink in the video. It's like a pink light because in my own car, I have pink glow lights in the car. So that's what that one was talking about. The results were that, unfortunately, we didn't resect enough of my esophagus. And so the bottom part of my esophagus, right before the food chute drops into my stomach, the muscles and the rings around my esophagus they're not strong. They're so weak from the damage of regurgitation, acid reflux regurgitation happening. It damaged quite a bit of my esophagus. And so now as a result, the end product is I do get these spasms. And then the only thing that really helps that I've noticed is just not eating or drinking, which I already don't eat very much. And that's not intentional. I'm anorexic because which by the way, anorexic means no desire to eat, not eating. So it's not just because you're saying, no, I'm having a mental health break and I don't want to eat because I can't, because of XYZ. I'm anorexic, or can be classified as that. Obviously, I've got meat on my bones, but I have no desire to eat, and now I can't even vomit anymore. So that makes life challenging, to say the very least. And we're working on that, but just trying to get the nutrition I can when I do feel hungry, and try to limit the size of drinks that I drink at once in one swallow, and limit the size of food that I chew and swallow when I do, because sometimes if it's too big of a piece of food, it almost feels like it gets stuck, which can be one of the signs and symptoms of the fact that your new esophageal sphincter or gastroesophageal sphincter has been now too tight, the opposite direction. It was too loose and allowed stuff to come back up, but then it can be too tight and not let anything go down. So I keep an eye on it for sure. Other than that, like, life's back to normal. The 5 medications that I was on to help with reflux and having to sleep at 90 degrees or even over with the pillow on my knees, like curled up over my stomach type in a fetal position, but sitting wise, all of that was immediately fixed. It was gone. Old habits die hard, and you're used to having to sit up because of the fear that you're going to choke and not be able to breathe, because it's happened a lot every year. But other than that, things are great. And I know I've kind of added little tidbits here and there to my videos around the surgical process regarding what we need to do, what you can do to prep for surgery, to plan for surgery, to having your go bag as a potential for needing to be hospitalized. A lot of surgeries they try and do as outpatients now. So you come in for the day, or it's called day surgery. Come in for the day, your surgery's done, you recover, and then you go home with somebody driving you home. But there's always that chance that something can go sideways, and then you end up being hospitalized. And having like a go bag, if you will, is nice to have, so you're not stressing about now you're hospitalized and who knows how long it could be without certain essential items that are very personal to you. But other than that, life's great. So to all of you who've watched, to all of you who have commented or sent me direct messages on Instagram, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will continue to try and be there for you as each of you go through this magical, wild journey. And I'm tickled pink that the ones who have successfully had their Nissen or their links have been tolerating things really well too. And I know sometimes you just need a fresh person's take on it, or somebody who's a little bit further along in the process than you, to keep holding on, because it can, with some of these surgeries, there are some really dark days. I'll tell you that much. 51, getting ready for 52. There are definitely a lot of doom and gloom kind of days where you feel like giving up, or you feel like you can't do it. But you will. If I can do it, you can do it. That's my word for everything. If I can do it, I'm not a very strong person. If I can do it, you could do it. So anyway, I'm going to stop here for now, and hopefully I'll edit this if I can and get it out. But I hope that you guys are enjoying your summer. Be safe. Much love as always, and take care. Bye.